What separates seniors who maintain complete independence at 85 from those who need daily assistance at 75? Today, you'll discover 10 scientifically proven strategies that protect your independence and self-reliance as you age. Practical actions you can start today that keep you in control of your own life for decades longer. And method number 7, it takes just 3 minutes daily, but reduces your risk of losing independence by 68%, according to Johns Hopkins, yet only 12% of seniors actually do it. At 88, Leonard still lives completely independently in his own home, cooking his meals, managing his finances, driving to appointments, and handling every aspect of daily life without assistance. His neighbor Rita, only 76, requires daily help with basic tasks and lost her independence years ago. The difference isn't genetics, money, or luck. It's the 10 specific strategies Leonard started implementing in his early 70s that Rita never learned. Way 1. Build functional strength at home. The number one predictor of maintained independence is leg and core strength. Period. End of discussion. Research from the National Institute on Aging shows that seniors who perform simple strength exercises at home just 3 times weekly maintain independence an average of 12 years longer than those who don't, because functional strength directly determines your ability to stand from chairs without using your hands, climb stairs safely, carry groceries from car to kitchen, recover from stumbles without falling, and get up from the floor if you do fall. This isn't about looking muscular or impressing anyone. It's about maintaining the physical capacity to control your own life without needing another person's assistance for basic daily activities that define independence. Without regular strength training, you lose 3 to 5% of muscle mass annually after age 60, and this loss accelerates after 70. This seemingly small percentage compounds year after year until suddenly you can't rise from a chair without pushing off with your hands, can't carry a gallon of milk from the car, can't step up onto a curb safely, and can't maintain your balance when you stumble on uneven pavement. These aren't dramatic injuries or sudden events. They're gradual losses that accumulate until one day you realize you need help with tasks you've done independently your entire adult life. Research from Tufts University confirms that loss of functional strength is the primary pathway to dependence, occurring before cognitive decline, before serious illness, and before any other factor that steals independence from seniors. Wesley, 81, does 10 chair stands, 10 wall push-ups, and 10 countertop squats 3 mornings weekly while watching his morning news program. He's maintained complete independence and physical capability while peers who skipped strength work now struggle with basic tasks and require assistance. Here's your immediate action plan that requires 0 equipment and less than 5 minutes. Starting tomorrow morning, do 10 chair stands by sitting in a sturdy chair and standing up without using your hands, then sitting back down slowly. Repeat 10 times. Next, do 10 wall push-ups by standing arm's length from a wall, placing your palms on the wall, and doing push-ups against the wall. Finally, do 10 countertop squats by standing in front of your kitchen counter, holding the edge lightly for balance, and doing shallow squats. Do this exact routine 3 times weekly, every week, forever. The strength you build this month directly determines the independence you keep next year and beyond. Start building strength today, because the muscle loss that steals independence is happening right now, this very moment. Way 2. Master essential technology for independent seniors who can't use basic modern technology, become dependent on others for routine tasks that previous generations handled independently. Stanford research found that technology-capable seniors maintain independence significantly longer because they can manage banking online without needing rides to the bank, order groceries and necessities for home delivery without depending on others for shopping trips, communicate with doctors through patient portals, and telehealth without requiring transportation to every minor question, schedule and manage their own appointments, and access ride services when needed without relying on family members to drop everything and drive them places. Technology isn't optional anymore for maintaining independence. It's become as essential as being able to read or use a telephone was for previous generations. Technology inability forces unnecessary dependence on others for banking, shopping, healthcare communication, prescription management, and transportation. Surrendering control over daily life in areas that are completely controllable with basic skills. Every task you can't do digitally becomes a task you must ask someone else to do for you, slowly eroding your autonomy and creating burden on family members that often leads to conversations about whether you can really still live independently. The National Institute on Aging confirms that technology competence is now a significant predictor of maintained independence, with digitally capable seniors preserving self-reliance in practical areas that force dependence for those who refuse to learn basic skills. After learning basic smartphone skills through patient instruction from a friend, Colleen, 79, now manages her prescriptions online, orders groceries for delivery, uses ride services when needed, and video calls her grandchildren, eliminating previous dependence on her daughter for transportation and routine errands. Your action plan this week. Identify one essential technology skill you currently lack and commit to learning it within 7 days. Choose online banking, grocery delivery apps like Instacart or Walmart, prescription management through your pharmacy's app, or ride services like Uber. Ask a patient friend or family member for help. Take a class at your local library that offers free technology training for seniors, or use YouTube tutorial videos that teach step by step. Learn one skill completely before moving to the next. Master one new technology skill this week because each digital skill you learn is independence. You keep and burden you remove from your family. Week 3, proactively modify your home for safety. Why modify your home before you need it, rather than waiting until after you're injured and forced to make changes? The Centers for Disease Control reports that proactive home modifications, changes made before any incidents occur, reduce fall risk by 55% and allow seniors to age in place safely an average of 8 years longer than those who wait until after injuries force modifications. Proactive changes are made from a position of strength and clear thinking, allowing you to research options, compare costs, and implement thoughtfully. Reactive changes after injury are made from hospital beds or rehabilitation facilities under time pressure, often by family members making decisions for you rather than with you. Waiting until an injury forces modifications means you've already lost the very independence you were trying to protect. Home modifications made after falls are reactive damage control, not prevention. You're recovering from injury, dealing with pain and reduced mobility, facing potential permanent limitations, and often fighting to return to an independence you previously took for granted. Research from Johns Hopkins shows that seniors who modify homes proactively maintain continuous independence, while those who wait until after falls experience an average 40% permanent reduction in independence, even after full physical recovery, because the psychological impact of the fall creates fear and hesitation that never fully resolves. At 74, Ramona installed grab bars in her bathroom and beside her bed, upgraded to brighter LED bulbs throughout her home, removed all throw rugs, and ensured completely clear walking paths before any problems occurred. 10 years later, at 84, she's still completely independent in her own home, while neighbors who waited until after falls have lost independence. Your action plan for this month. Install grab bars beside your toilet and inside your shower this week. This single modification prevents more injuries than any other. Next week, replace dim bulbs with bright LED bulbs in every room, hallway, and stairway. The following week, remove every throw rug and loose carpet from your home, regardless of how careful you think you are. Finally, clear all walking paths of clutter, cords, and obstacles. Do all of this now, while it's prevention made from strength, not emergency response made from weakness. Modify your home this month, because waiting until after you fall means you've already lost what you're trying to protect. Act now. Way 4. Create a reciprocal community network. Independence doesn't mean isolation. It means having mutual relationships where you both give and receive, not dependent relationships where you only receive. Harvard's longevity study tracked seniors for over 30 years and found that those with reciprocal community relationships, where both parties benefit equally through exchange services, companionship, or assistance, maintain independence far longer than completely isolated seniors or those in one-sided dependent relationships where they only receive help. Reciprocal relationships preserve dignity because you're contributing value, not just taking assistance, and they're sustainable because both parties benefit rather than one person carrying all the burden and eventually burning out or resenting the arrangement. Complete isolation forces eventual dependence when small needs inevitably arise. A ride to an appointment, help with a brief task beyond your capability, assistance during illness, or support after a minor setback. Without any relationships, these small needs become crises, requiring professional services or forcing family intervention that often starts conversations about your ability to live independently. Meanwhile, one-sided relationships, where you only receive help, create dependency, guilt, burden on the helper, and loss of dignity that comes from having nothing to offer in return. Neither isolation nor one-sided dependence supports long-term independence. Only reciprocal relationships, where value flows both directions, create sustainable support systems. Fernando, 83, exchanges services with 3 neighbors. He provides computer help and tax preparation advice. They provide occasional rides and assistance with physically demanding tasks, maintaining dignity and independence through mutual benefit. Your immediate action: identify 3 neighbors or community members this week and establish reciprocal relationships by offering something you can genuinely provide in exchange for occasional assistance with things that challenge you. Perhaps you offer companionship, specific skills, knowledge, baking, childcare for grandchildren, pet sitting, or simply consistent friendship in exchange for occasional transportation, physical tasks, or technology help. Make the exchange explicit and balanced, so both parties feel they're benefiting equally. Build reciprocal relationships now, because isolation and one-sided dependence both ultimately destroy the independence you're working to maintain. Way 5. Maintain safe driving ability longer. Losing your driver's license is one of the fastest, most devastating paths to lost independence in America, where most communities lack adequate public transportation. The American Automobile Association found that seniors who proactively maintain driving skills through regular honest self-assessment, voluntary training updates, and smart adaptations drive safely 7 to 10 years longer than those who ignore changing abilities until accidents, citations, or dangerous situations force license surrender. The difference is being honest with yourself about declining night vision, slower reaction times, reduced flexibility for checking blind spots, and other normal age-related changes. Then adapting appropriately rather than pretending nothing has changed until something terrible forces the issue. Ignoring declining driving abilities leads to accidents that harm you or others, citations that trigger mandatory re-examination, dangerous situations that frighten passengers or other drivers, and ultimately forced license surrender that eliminates independence overnight without time to arrange alternatives. When you lose your license involuntarily, you're suddenly unable to get groceries, attend medical appointments, visit friends, or handle routine errands, transforming from independent to dependent instantly. Research from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration shows that seniors who adapt driving voluntarily maintain licenses significantly longer and transition smoothly to alternative transportation when eventually needed, while those forced to surrender licenses experience rapid decline in physical health, cognitive function, and social engagement from sudden isolation. Stella, 80, voluntarily took a senior driving course that updated her skills, honestly self-limits to daytime driving on familiar routes, and has regular vision and reaction time assessments. She's maintained her license and independence, while peers who refuse to acknowledge changes lost both through avoidable errors. Your action plan starting today. Honestly assess your driving by asking yourself hard questions. Do you drive at night as safely as daytime? Do other cars surprise you? Do passengers seem nervous? Have you had any close calls recently? Consider taking a senior driving refresher course through AARP or AAA. Voluntarily limit driving to optimal conditions, daytime, good weather, familiar routes, before problems force restrictions. Have your vision checked every year and your reaction time assessed. Most importantly, adapt proactively before accidents or citations force the conversation. Proactively adapt your driving now, because keeping your license voluntary keeps your independence. Losing it involuntarily destroys independence overnight. Way 6. Keep cognitive function sharp through specific practices. What separates seniors who stay mentally sharp and independently manage all their affairs from those who decline and require decision-making assistance? Research from the Mayo Clinic shows that specific, consistent cognitive activities, learning genuinely new skills rather than repeating familiar ones, reading challenging material daily, doing varied puzzles and brain games, and maintaining regular meaningful social engagement, reduce cognitive decline risk by 63% and preserve independent decision-making ability for years longer. The key word is specific. Vague advice to stay mentally active isn't enough. You need targeted practices that genuinely challenge your brain in different ways consistently over time. Cognitive decline leads to inability to manage finances safely, resulting in exploitation or dangerous errors that force family intervention. It creates inability to manage complex healthcare regimens correctly, leading to dangerous mistakes with serious consequences. It causes inability to make sound decisions about living situations, finances, or relationships, forcing others to make decisions for you. Physical ability becomes irrelevant if your cognitive function declines to where you can't safely manage your own affairs. You lose independence even with perfect physical health. Research from Johns Hopkins confirms that cognitive decline actually predicts loss of independence more strongly than physical decline in many seniors. Yet most focus exclusively on physical health while ignoring deliberate cognitive maintenance. Every day, Gerard, 86, reads for 30 minutes, completes crossword or Sudoku puzzles, learns new information through online videos or library books, and has meaningful conversations with friends or family. His mental sharpness allows him to independently manage all his financial affairs, healthcare decisions, and daily choices, while peers require family oversight. Your daily action plan starting tomorrow. Read for at least 20 minutes daily from challenging material, not just simple entertainment. Do one puzzle or brain game that genuinely requires thinking. Learn one completely new thing weekly through videos, classes, or instruction. A new recipe, a historical topic, a how-to skill, anything genuinely unfamiliar. Most importantly, maintain regular social conversation that requires engagement, not just passive observation. Consistency matters far more than intensity. Daily practice beats occasional marathons. Exercise your brain daily starting tomorrow, because cognitive independence is just as critical as physical independence for self-reliant living. Way 7. Practice daily fall prevention. 3 minutes of daily balance practice is the single most powerful independence protector you can implement starting today. Johns Hopkins research found that seniors who practice balance exercises just 3 minutes daily reduce fall risk by 68%. And falls are the #1 cause of sudden independence loss in seniors, making this the highest value time investment possible for maintaining self-reliance. A single fall can instantly transform decades of independence into permanent dependence through hip fracture, requiring surgery and prolonged recovery, head injury causing lasting complications, or simply loss of confidence that makes you afraid to move normally anymore, even after physical healing. Without daily balance practice, your balance naturally deteriorates through normal aging. Inner ear function declines, proprioception weakens, muscle coordination decreases, and reaction time slows. These changes compound until a minor stumble you would have easily caught at 60 becomes a devastating fall at 75. A single fall can instantly end independence through fracture, injury requiring surgery, hospitalization leading to deconditioning and muscle loss, or psychological trauma that creates fear of falling so severe you stop normal activities and rapidly decline from inactivity. The National Institute on Aging reports that fear of falling after even minor falls causes many seniors to unnecessarily restrict activity, leading to weakness that actually increases fall risk, creating a downward spiral ending in lost independence. Yolanda, 77, practices standing on one foot for 30 seconds on each side twice daily while brushing her teeth, total time investment under 2 minutes. She's never fallen and maintains confident, normal movement, while neighbors who skip this simple practice have suffered falls with devastating consequences to their independence. Your action plan starting today. While brushing your teeth morning and evening, hold your bathroom counter lightly with one hand and lift one foot off the ground, balancing on the other foot for 30 seconds. Then switch feet. Next week, try brief moments of not holding the counter while balanced. Progress slowly over months to balancing without support, but never skip the daily practice regardless of how easy it becomes. Start daily balance practice today, because 3 minutes now prevents decades of lost independence. This is the highest return investment you can make. Way 8. Simplify financial management systems. Complex finances force dependence, while simplified systems preserve control and independence. Research from the National Institute on Aging shows that seniors who proactively simplify financial systems, consolidating multiple accounts into just one or two, automating all regular bill payments, and creating clear documentation, maintain financial independence significantly longer and avoid exploitation or dangerous errors that force family members to take control. Financial independence is fundamental to overall independence. If you can't safely manage your money, you can't safely manage your life independently, regardless of physical or cognitive health. Complex financial systems with multiple accounts, manual bill paying, scattered documentation, and complicated tracking become unmanageable as cognitive load naturally increases with age. You start missing payments on scattered accounts, face late fees and service disruptions, make errors from managing too many simultaneous tasks, or become vulnerable to scams and exploitation. These problems force family intervention where adult children or others take over financial management, ending your financial independence and often beginning conversations about whether you can continue living independently. The trajectory from financial complexity to forced financial oversight to lost independence is predictable and preventable through deliberate simplification before problems arise. Bernard consolidated 5 accounts spread across 3 banks into 2 accounts at one bank, automated all regular bills through online bill pay, and created a simple one-page document listing all accounts and important contacts. He independently manages everything with minimal cognitive load, while friends with complex systems needed family intervention. Your action plan this month. First week, List all your financial accounts and identify any that can be closed and consolidated into remaining accounts. Second week, set up automatic payment for all regular bills, utilities, insurance, rent or mortgage, everything predictable. Third week, create one simple document listing all remaining accounts with account numbers, login information, and important contact numbers, stored securely where trusted family knows to find it. Final week, review this simplified system to ensure everything flows smoothly and adjust as needed. Simplify your finances this month because complexity tomorrow forces dependence you can completely prevent today through smart simplification. We're down 9. Maintain cooking independence through efficiency. The ability to feed yourself nutritious meals without relying on others is fundamental, non-negotiable independence. Studies from Tufts University show that seniors who maintain cooking ability through simplified, efficient methods preserve nutritional health and overall independence, while those who stop cooking experience rapid nutritional decline from restaurant food or convenience meals, increased dependence on others for meal preparation or delivery, and downstream health consequences from poor nutrition that accelerate overall decline. Cooking independence means freedom to eat what you want when you want it, ability to maintain proper nutrition, supporting health, and elimination of dependence on others for this most basic daily need. Loss of cooking ability forces multiple forms of dependence simultaneously. You become dependent on family members to cook for you, creating burden and limiting spontaneity. You become dependent on expensive meal delivery services that may not match your preferences or dietary needs. You default to unhealthy convenience foods lacking proper nutrition, causing health decline that creates additional dependence. Research from the National Institute on Aging confirms that cooking independence strongly predicts overall independence. Seniors who can feed themselves nutritiously maintain broader independence far longer than those requiring meal assistance, regardless of other capabilities. Gretchen, 82, batch cooks simple, nutritious meals every Sunday afternoon that she portions and freezes. Uses her slow cooker twice weekly for effortless meals and keeps healthy frozen options ready as backup. Maintaining complete nutritional independence without daily cooking exhaustion. Your practical system starting this week. Master 3 efficient cooking approaches and rotate them. First, learn batch cooking, where you prepare large amounts of 2 to 3 simple recipes on one day, portion them into individual servings, and freeze for easy reheating throughout the week. Second, master slow cooker meals, where you add ingredients in the morning and dinner cooks itself. Third, identify 3 and 4 quick one-pan meals you can prepare in under 20 minutes for days when you want fresh food fast. Rotate these 3 methods to maintain nutrition without exhaustion. Develop your efficient cooking system now, because the ability to feed yourself nutritious meals is independence itself. Protect it deliberately. Way 10. Organize health information for self-management. The senior who controls their own health information controls their healthcare independence and decision-making autonomy. The Mayo Clinic found that seniors who maintain organized health records, complete current medication lists, and systematic appointment tracking manage their healthcare independently for years longer and experience significantly fewer dangerous errors than those with disorganized health management. Healthcare becomes increasingly complex as you age, with multiple specialists, various health conditions, and numerous appointments. Without organization, this complexity becomes overwhelming and forces family members to take control of medical management, ending your healthcare autonomy. Disorganized health information forces multiple forms of lost independence. You rely on family members to track appointments, manage medications, and communicate with doctors because you can't keep it all straight yourself. You experience dangerous medication errors from poor tracking, missed doses, duplicate doses, or dangerous interactions when doctors don't know what others prescribed. You miss important appointments or tests because nothing is systematically scheduled or tracked. Eventually, family members take over medical management completely, making decisions with you or for you rather than you maintaining control. Research from Johns Hopkins shows healthcare complexity is manageable with organization, but overwhelming without it. Organization directly determines whether you maintain medical independence. Milton uses one dedicated health binder containing all medical records organized chronologically. A complete current medication list he updates after every change. A weekly pill organizer he personally fills every Sunday, and one large wall calendar where he records all medical appointments in red ink. He independently manages complex healthcare involving multiple specialists without requiring assistance. Your organization system starting this week. Purchase one large 3-ring binder to become your health binder and begin filing all medical records chronologically. Create a medication list document with the name, dose, frequency, and purpose of every medication and supplement you take. Update this immediately whenever anything changes. Buy a large weekly pill organizer and designate one day weekly to fill it carefully. Finally, establish one visible calendar where you write all medical appointments immediately when scheduled. Review this system briefly each Sunday evening to stay on top of upcoming needs. Organize your health information now because control of your medical decisions and independence depends entirely on organized, accessible information you manage yourself. Let's recap the 10 strategies that preserve independence and self-reliance as you age. Build functional strength at home 3 times weekly with simple exercises requiring no equipment. Master essential technology for banking, shopping, and healthcare management. Proactively modify your home for safety before injuries force changes. Create reciprocal community relationships where you both give and receive. Maintain safe driving through honest self-assessment and voluntary adaptation. Keep cognitive function sharp through daily reading and learning. Practice 3-minute daily balance exercises to prevent falls. Simplify financial systems through consolidation and automation. Maintain cooking independence through efficient batch cooking and slow cooker methods. And organize health information for self-management. These 10 strategies aren't about being superhuman or refusing all help. They're about being strategic, honest with yourself, and proactive rather than reactive. Start with one strategy this week, add another every 2 weeks, and within 5 months, all 10 become natural parts of your independent life. If this could help someone you know protect their independence and dignity as they age, share this video with them right now. They'll thank you for it. Tell me in the comments which strategy you're implementing first, and subscribe for more practical advice designed specifically for seniors who value their independence and self-reliance above all else. Your most independent, self-reliant years can absolutely still be ahead of you when you're strategic about protecting what matters most.